Hello everyone, welcome to Jnana Jyoti Education. So we all know that the UPSC CSE 2025 notification is out, and today in this video we are discussing some of the important details that are very much essential to understand in order to apply for the UPSC CSE notification 2025. Starting with some basic details, we can understand that the UPSC CSE prelims dates are important, and here we are discussing some of the important dates. The first important date of notification, that is 22nd January 2025. So today the notification for CSE 2025 examination is released, and now the last date for applying for this examination is 11th February 2025. On this day till 6 p.m. we can apply for this examination, and this is the last date. So we have to understand that starting from today there are approximately 20 days within which we have to apply for this examination. Then another important details here we have to understand is that the total vacancies for CSE is for this year is 979. So there are total 979 vacancies for this 2025 examination. And as you all know that approximately after 122 days, the date of prelims is 25th May 2025. Okay. So the date of prelims, that will be 25th May 2025, and the notification is released today only. Similarly, we can also understand the notification details for the IFS examination, that is Indian Foreign Service Examination. Basically, we all know that the prelims examination is conducted for both the examinations, that is IAS, Indian Administrative Services, and IFS, Indian Foreign Services. So along with this CSE IAS examination, IFS examination, along with their vacancies is also out. So we can understand the details here that the notification is released today, that is on 22nd January 2025. Then the last date for this application is also going to be 11th of February 2025, and that will be till 6 p.m. Now the vacancies for IFS is for this year is around 150 vacancies. Okay, and the examination, as we have discussed, that it will be conducted on the same day, that is on the 25th May 2025. Now after discussing some of the basic details, some of the basic dates, now we can understand how we can apply for this examination, that is IAS and IFS examination. The first step you have to do is to visiting the official government site. You can visit the official government site to download the notification of 2025, and also for applying for this examination you have to visit the same website where you can get the link for the application. Here remember, for both the examination, that is IAS and IFS, you have to apply in the same way and in the same manner. Second most important thing you have to do is to register for this 2025 examination through the link. All the OTR, that is one-time registration link details, will be provided to you through the website, and from that particular link you can register here and proceed forward for the further application. Third step here is completing the registration. Now here you have to enter some of the basic details regarding to your name, address, then photo ID card. Along with that, your photo and some important documents are also required to be submitted, and then the registration will be completed. After completing the registration, then comes the filling of application form. So here is one important thing that to be remembered is that the one-time registration, OTR, is such a thing that is to be filled only once, and after that you can fill the application for 2025, that is through the application link. After that, after validating, uploading the valid documents, you can submit the form, and then the application will be completed. Okay, so application for UPSC 2025 is required to be done in two parts. The first is OTR and second is the registration form. So for registering, we can understand that the OTR is also important, one-time registration. Today we are discussing some of the basic details. One more video will be uploaded that will provide you in detail the application process, the applying of OTR, and how you can go through different details and what are the things that are associated with OTR details, OTR registration. Now, after completing some of the basic details, here you have to understand that there are two important parts while applying or filling the application form. The first part consists of registration 1 details. Here you have to provide with all the basic details like your name, address, number, educational qualification and all this thing. After completing the registration 1 part, then you will get a registration ID. This registration ID can be used to fill the second part of your registration process, that is registration part 2. So what does this second part consist? It consists of certain kind of registration ID through which you can log into the application part 2. After that, here you have to provide some important details of photo, your signature, and then you can also upload and make payment. If you are eligible for payment, then you can make payment here. Now here you can understand that the female candidates and those from ST and ST are exempted from the payment, and those who are liable for payment can make payment through this part 2. After uploading images of photograph, then signature and the payment process, then part 2 registration will be completed. Always remember that your application form will be completed only after you have successfully completed registered for this part 2. If you have only completed part 1 and you forgot or you are not able to complete part 2, then your application will not be submitted. So it is of utmost important that along with part 1, you should also finish with all the adequate details and required documentation the part 2 also. Now moving forward, we can understand that since last year there are some changes in the photograph procedure that we used to upload in part 2 of the registration form. So what are these details? The first important thing you have to remember here is that the photograph that you are uploading for this application process should be within 10 days of the application process commencements. Means what? When the application for 2025 is notified, that is on 22nd of January 2025. Now here onwards, within the 10 days, you can take the photograph and upload it on your application part 2. Second important thing here is that the photo should always have the name of the candidate and the date on which the photograph has been taken. Now the UPSC has made it compulsory that whatever photo you are uploading in the part 2, that photograph must have the name of the candidate, and along with that the date on which the photograph has been captured should also be there. This is very much compulsory. And now how this will be done? For writing your name and for writing the date of the photograph, some space will be left downwards, and the photograph should occupy 3/4 part of that whole space. So this is the criteria that is put forward by the UPSC, and which ensures that the photo of the candidate should occupy 3/4 of the space, and the remaining space there should be name of the candidate and date on which the photo has been taken, and that date should be within the 10 days of the commencement of the application. Now here one important thing that you have to remember is that the candidate should ensure that whatever appearance they are showing while submitting the application for CSE preliminary examination, the same appearance should be there for the mains examination also, and the same appearance should be there for the interview, that is personality test also. What this means that if any male candidate is taking the photograph with clean shave, then it is important that during the mains and personality test also, he should appear in the same manner. There should not be a severe change in your appearance, and you have to maintain this throughout the stages of your examination, that is preliminary stage also, main stage also, and personality test, that is interview also. So remember that when you are clicking the photo, that is within the 10 days of the commencement of online registration form, the same appearance should be maintained throughout all the process or the stages of the examination, that is mains also and that is interview also. So this is the important criteria, important eligibility requirement that is put forward with respect to photograph. Okay, now here is the sample that shows that how the photograph should be there with respect to the application of CSE 2025. Now when you are uploading the photo, the 3/4 part of that space should occupy with the photo of the candidate, and as shown here, rest of the part that should cover name of the candidate and date on which the photograph has been taken. So this is the sample photograph which shows that how the photograph should be arranged and how it should be uploaded in the application form. So this is one of the important things that you have to remember. Now, as we have discussed the important details of CSE 2025 notification, here you have to remember that from today there are around 20 days for completion of this application form. So whatever requirement is there, whatever criteria, whatever photograph details we are discussed, all these things you have to cover in very strict manner and complete the registration process very strictly. After that, with respect to CSE prelims preliminary examination, that is to be conducted on 25th of May 2025. So from today there are almost 22 days left for this examination, and along with the completion of application process, it is also required that now you have to gear up your preparation for the preliminary examination. Now get on your toes, give all the required efforts that are necessary and that you can put to clear this examination, and just go through it and get to the mains CSE examination. All the very best. Thank you.